Hi, everyone. And if you see a fly buzzing around, yup. I guess it's going to be a perfect introduction to this video. How embarrassing. Okay, but on a serious note, I think I'm going to start talking about some tough topics because when I'm going through things, I had a hard time finding other people like me. And I want people to know that they're not alone. A lot of things that happen in my life, a lot of things about being overweight is not talked about because you think you're the only one. And when I found out that I'm not, and you'd be surprised some people have gone through the same thing you have and you think you're the only one, you're not. And I want to be one of those people that shares my story. So there's people out there that don't feel so alone. I know I'm a smaller, very tiny channel. So I'm comfortable right now starting these topics before my channel grows. And I'm praying my channel grows. But and it may not. If it doesn't, that's fine too. Even if I just got one person who likes to listen to me, I'm here. I am trying to get more consistent. That's very hard for me, and you're gonna find out why. I've been withholding a reason why, uh, and the bottom line is my hygiene. I want to talk about the stereotype of fat people and hygiene. And although in some ways they're right, but they're not right in the way they say it or the way they feel about it. I think there's two extremes when you're obese. Either you make sure you're extremely clean all the time because of the stereotype, or you give in to it's just easier not to. And I have fallen into both of those categories. This is a very hard topic because it's going to be painfully truthful, embarrassingly truthful, but you can't get better. You can't help other people. You can't change until you acknowledge it. And I'm acknowledging it. I've been having issues with hygiene lately. Now, a little backstory. I've always been clean. I grew up in a family that we were extremely poor, but the one thing my mom made sure of was we were clean. And I'm talking, we would take 1 to 2 showers a day. Especially if we went outside. I'm an 80s kid. We played outside all the time. So, you just, and then as a teenager, being a girl, the stereotypical, well, I don't know if I consider myself a stereotypical, teenager, but still, being clean means a lot to me. I was into all the feminine body washes and the perfumes and I have just fallen off of all of that. In the last few years, the fatter I got, the less I cared about everything. And then it got to the point where I hurt all the time. I hurt constantly. Just to stand up and to walk hurts. I have put so much weight and pressure on my body, my bones, that they physically are done. They hurt. When I stand up, my knees are constantly hurting. I can't even walk here to the door unless it feels like I walked a marathon. And so it's like a double-edged sword because if I stand up, it hurts. But the more I sit down, the worse I'm doing to my body. And see, there's the fly. I live next to, there's a farm there, farm there, farm there. So there's farms everywhere. So I just got to get used to the fly. But sorry, I keep getting, never get phone calls, never get anything until I start this. Anyway, I just hurt. If I stand up, it takes me a minute to catch my balance, and then I have to convince myself to step forward because the first step is literally the worst. So what I have been finding over the past year is I'm taking less and less showers, and it's embarrassing. But I want people to know if you're going through it, you're not alone. I don't want to be lazy about it, but when you're in physical pain and and you're going to put yourself through physical pain, it's really hard to convince yourself, especially when you don't go anywhere or do anything. No, our friends come here, okay? So I, talk myself into the shower. Then I don't want to make up with excuses. I'm just telling you the reasons I would tell myself because I know that I should do it. But when you stand in the shower and you could barely fit into, I have to do the walk-in shower, and you can barely fit in it because it's a small one. I can't do regular bathtub showers. We have one right back there behind that wall is the bath. Well, that's the washroom. Bathroom's right there. I can't get in there because it's too high of a step. And my legs just don't move like they used to. Sorry. It's such a thorn in my side. But anyway, I knew I was gonna cry through this. I can't put a chair in there to sit down because it's just too small. It just wouldn't work. There is when my brother-in-law was alive, he had cancer. Sorry. We had cancer. It just makes me feel like stereotypical. Yep, see, she smells. I don't smell, you guys. I'll tell you what I do. But it's not what I should be doing. Breathe. When he was alive, this was his house, and we lived with him. Teeny guy. He's not very big. Chase's whole side of the family's not that big. What he sees in me, sometimes I wonder. But anyway, bottom line is they had to take the door off because when he got to the point where he had to have help walking and stuff, you had to help him in the shower and actually either stand there to make sure if he starts to fall or whatever, you can be there. And then we got the chair for him. And then we had to take the door down. I can't have the door in the shower because I can't fit in there. I literally would not be able to get in because it's a shower that it doesn't open up both sides. There's like a panel here and then the door slides back and forth and it would be like half the shower, which is already small. Can't get in there. So I have to keep the door off. And there's a little bit of a lip when you go in, and even that's hard to step over because I just don't have like I used to. It's like amazing how little movement my feet have, and it really makes you feel old. But anyway, so I can't sit down, and then it physically hurts to take the shower because I have to have the strength to stand up. And by the time I'm done, and I'm talking like a 5-minute shower, my knees are shaking, and I am just not enjoying the shower like I should. I used to love taking baths. I can't take baths anymore. Can't get out of them. And it's so frustrating because I did this to myself, but yet there's more to it than just that. There's that food addiction. There's, it's not like I'm just doing it to myself because I want to. I have a food addiction for years that ruled me. And because I used food for emotional support, and I was afraid of taking it away. I still am to this day. It's something that I have to fight, and I will continue to fight. But fat people are not lazy. It's just that if your arm hurts, would you keep pounding it against the door? Like say you're hitting your hand against a tree. Do you keep doing it when your hand starts hurting, or do you stop? Logically, you stop 99% of the time. Now, in order to do anything, I have to torture myself. I have to stand up and I have to go to the bathroom and walk into the bathroom. And I have absolutely no balance, so I can't go outside and walk like I want to. I used to love to walk. I can't do it because I don't have the balance because my legs are just so bad right now. Future, I'm hoping that changes, but it's not that fat people don't want to be clean, you all. We want to be clean. And I'm only speaking for myself. For me, it's just that it's so mentally exhausting to convince yourself to take a shower. And I've noticed over the past few months, I'm taking less and less. I'm up to like 4 days. It's embarrassing. It's 4 days before I finally decide I can't take it anymore and I have to have the shower. And I do things now that a little bit better, get in the shower, and it's just hard to wipe off and do all that stuff. So I just, wipe off a little bit as best I can, put the towel over my head, and then I air dry. And use your imagination, or don't, but I literally have to wait until I'm completely dry before I can get dressed. So this is something I can't do just before it goes somewhere. I have to have that time because it's just exhausting, you all, and then it just gets easier not to do it. You find ways like baby wipes, but that is not the same thing, and I know that. And with my hair, I hate it. I absolutely hate it, but I need to come on here and be clean with you all so I can maybe get you to understand that there's some people who think that we're lazy and we're disgusting. You don't think that we've said that to ourselves. We don't need somebody stranger reminding us of the torture that we already give ourselves. It's not that we're lazy. We're lazy. I don't know how to put this. Because taking care of our hygiene is painful and exhausting. And who wants to be in pain and exhausted all the time? You tend to take the path of least resistance. And although there's times and places that you just have to push through and you have to persevere, but then you start alleviating things that just causes that pain. Like you do it less and less and less. Standing in that shower and taking a shower that don't get me wrong, once I'm clean and sitting down and dressed, I feel so good. But it's complete pain before you get to that point. And it just gets so exhausting that everything I do all day long is the pain. So, sorry, I know this might not make sense to you, but I'm hoping that people understand that calling us names, saying we're disgusting, we're lazy, we're stinky, where is the compassion side of people? Yes, technically we did do this to ourselves, but I wish people would get past just that part and understand there's so many layers to why we are as big as we are. And people telling us that we're lazy and we're stinky, you're not helping us become better people. You are just pushing us further and further in the closet of secret eating and getting fatter and getting heavier, and that's not helping. And if you're having these issues, you're not alone. I'm having the issues. It's been very hard to deal with, and so it's been hard for me to do videos because that means I have to try to be presentable. And I was going to come on here just the way I looked before I did all, but I couldn't quite get myself to do that, to say this is the reality. But this is reality. And this is my truth. And this is something that I am working very hard on to get better. And it's not going to happen today, tomorrow, or next month. This is going to be a 1 to 3 year process. And I know the more weight I lose, the more progress I'm going to see. But right now, I'm in that side that it's just that still getting going side. And being in pain is a double-edged sword because I don't want to be in pain, but in order to help myself, I have to be in pain. And that's really hard to convince yourself to do day after day after day after day. So anyway, I'm going to leave it there. I don't want this to be like, oh, poor me, because it's not poor me. It's me being real and being raw and being honest, and know that these are the things that are really not helping me move forward. And it's something that I know I have to work on, and it's something I am working on, and something that I can, well, I look back and go, wow, look how far I've come. But I also want to let people know that you're not alone. You're not lazy. You're not worthless. You're worth the fight. And I know it hurts. And I know that some days we're not going to win the battle of getting in the shower and taking one. We're not going to win that battle. But there's other days we're going to. And that's the ones you have to focus on, because that's what's going to keep you going. Not focusing on the fails, but focusing on the wins, because you're not going to win every battle. No one's ever won all their battles in a war that they're fighting. But you can win the majority, and you'll win the war. All right, guys. I hope this helped someone. I hope it made sense. If not, well, at least I got it off my chest, so to speak. But I will try to come on here and do more videos, because now that you understand that something I'm struggling with. So anyway, have a blessed day.